hare and cub. The blood of Lars, my father, has been planted in this new world. Since I defeated the Penobscot warrior Wolf's Tooth, I had not needed my weapons. The gods had destroyed the treacherous tribe by destroying their boats when they fled south. But we were still watchful. Each autumn we had left the coast and returned to the winter home the clan used. It was strange to have two homes, and homes that were totally different from anything I had ever known. The dwellings that the Mi'kmaq used were left when they headed to the coast each summer, and the first thing they did was to repair them. Laughing Deer and I were a new family, and so the clan helped us to build our home. It was cosy and private, but I was used to a longhouse. There were neither tables nor chairs. These people did not work wood. It seemed to me that they changed nature as little as possible. The winter homes were warm, for we hunted the animals with fur and buried ourselves beneath them at night. Life in the winter camp was peaceful. The time for war, and that was rare, was when the clan were in the summer camp overlooking the bay and Bear Island. That was when conflict might arise, but I learned as I sat with the other men around the fire that war with the Penobscot had been rare. They were enemies, but until they had tried to attack us, it had been skirmishes and individual combats which had been endured by the naturally peaceful clan. I had seen that when we had prepared for the battle. The real warriors had stood out, and they had been natural fighters. Most had not. I did not say those words to them, but I thought that had Arne and our men met them and made peace instead of heading off to fight the Penobscot, then my brother might not be dead, and we might have had a home in the new world. Weird. I could see why the clan had chosen this patch of land which was shared by other Mi'kmaq clans. There were large patches of open water. They were like the larger towns we had back in the east. There were fish to take and animals to hunt. The Mi'kmaq clans each kept to their own area, and as the land and waters were so fertile, there was no conflict. Life in the village followed a pattern. The women collected wood, berries and food every day. The men went hunting or fishing. These were not farmers. The village sheltered in the clearing they had made, and the rest of the forest in which we lived was our hunting ground. I was not as skilled with a bow as most of those who had returned east on the Drekker, but my strength and the better metal-tipped arrows I knew how to make made me more skilled than most of the Mi'kmaq. The warriors liked to get as close as they could to their prey before they released. I was able to use my bow from a longer range, and often when a herd took flight early, I was still able to bring one down. We hunted fish with spears as well as using fish traps. My metal-headed spear was superior to the stone ones of the clan. I got to know the men of the clan better as we hunted. I could speak their language easily now. I no longer had to struggle to find the word I needed, and as we headed to hunt or fish, I would speak with the men. The one part of this new life I did not like was that I was Erik the Navigator, and yet, in this sea of trees, I could not navigate, and I missed the sea. I found the winter life easy, but I was always waiting for summer when we could return to the east and I could see the sea once more. I yearned to sail the birchbark Snecke, Ada. I could not help it, for within me was the desire to find new places. When I sat with the other men around the winter fires and we talked, I asked them about the land to the west and the south. "Why do you wish to know about those lands, Shaman of the Bear? Do we not have all that we need here and at our summer camp?" Blackbird and his brother Runsfar were my closest friends amongst the men. I asked them the question when we returned from the hunt which had yielded 4 good deer, but where we had also strayed to the very edge of their land. The river which marked the boundary was filled with fish and called the Alestkatek, or River of Rock Shelters. The far bank was Penobscot land, and that was as far west as we ever went.